Okay, so welcome back to the GT185 restoration on a budget, and this will be part 6 of the series. And we haven't got to part 6 without getting some substantial progress made, and it's looking quite complete. To look that way, of course. There's some big bits missing there, but I've done a few bits and pieces since the last video, so I might just quickly show you those and we'll go from there. The first and most obvious is the new GT185 badges have arrived. Now these are metal. They're like some form of pot metal, so they're a little bit soft, but they're quite heavy, but they really set the bike off. I decided against decals because it just doesn't do it for me. So, you know, first appearances, you can see they're real. So this is yet to be painted, but it's still not a bad paint job considering, and they look a treat. So down here at the rear shocks, I've just got a little bit of bling stuff arrive. I've got some stainless nuts and washers. These are just mild steel painted, but yeah, these were mild steel painted as well, so they've got some brand new stainless steel dome nuts on there just to lift the appearance a little bit. So this just stands out so nicely. So it's all just little bits and pieces that are coming together. So while I'm down here, let's just get down here for a minute. I've connected the centre stand, that's all on, springs attached. It's got our stops here, so that's all go. Those stops were actually these from the old seat. Well, the ones I got to try to fix the old seat, so they haven't gone astray. Just so happens there's two. There's one on each exhaust, so good times. It's good when you can reuse bits that you thought they were going to be excess, but they end up being exactly the same as other bits. So can't remember what bits I've shown you guys, but I'll show you these again just in case I haven't. These are the baffles. I'm in there. So these holes were blocked, almost completely in some cases, with really thick, crunchy, hard carbon. So I've cleaned all these up. They obviously were coated in black muck, and so they're all ready to go back in. I've cleaned up this end here. Let's try and get a bit of light on that. It's hard to tell in this light, but I've painted some heatproof paint down in there just to clean it up, because that's the bit you'll see sticking out of the back of there. So that should look half decent. Got a new retainer hex head there, so they're all ready to go back in. Well, I've got some wadding actually to go around those. First I put them in without it because I want to hear what it sounds like. I've actually got the clocks on now. I haven't done a lot of restoration to these. I've polished this bezel around here. I have painted this again. I've polished this here, so that's about as much as I can do because I can't get them open and I don't want to wreck them. So there's a few imperfections in here. You can see these have got surface rust on them, but as long as they're functional, There we go. You can see they're not perfect, but they're expensive to redo, so we are on a budget here. So that's the beginnings of the front coming together. I've just mounted those handlebars in there just for the moment. I've got an original set coming, so I'll show you those once they get here, and that will be another piece to the front. Obviously there's a lot of things to go on here, but we'll get there piece at a time. And this triple clamps are going to have to come off again, but that's not a big job, so that I can fit that tapered bearing race conversion into there, and then that will go back together permanently. And by the time we get to there, I think I'll be looking at getting the front suspension and front wheel back on. Next thing I've been working on is the back brake rod. So of course this was rusty, dirty. Not anymore. It's painted black, and it's as close as straight as I can get it. It was bent to hell, and the adjuster and spring are new stainless ones. I've actually given them a bit of a polish. They came in sort of dull looking, but they're not the greatest, but I've given them a bit of a hit on the buffing wheel, and they look pretty good, especially against the gloss black. And I've given the foot brake pedal a good clean up. Under there was rusted out, well, not rusted out, but you know, fairly rusted through the chrome, so I might have to just brush paint on a little bit of chrome paint. Don't really like the stuff, but it's means to an end. And got some scuffing there, a little bit of corrosion, a bit of a divot there, so just brush it up a little bit so it doesn't surface rust again. So that's got a tuck under there, somewhere about there-ish. Of course, part of the hardware that goes on that is washer and spring, so that's just mild steel cleaned up and clear coated. So that's all ready to go on, and then I'll have back brakes. So just a quick one in case you're wondering where I got these parts from. These are actually the same as a GT750. I'll give these guys a plug. That's where I got them from, this guy. So from the same guy, I got these. It's like a pack of 100 dome nuts. So these are all stainless. So at some point I'll be looking where I can replace original nuts with these, all sorts of sizes, right down to these. Not too sure what I'll do with those, but at the same time I've got these for the carburetor bowls, so they're stainless. So it actually says it's for a GS850. Don't be deterred by that, because I'm pretty sure I got these because it also said they are good for a 185. While I was there, these are for the indicator lenses, stainless as well. So I've also got these have arrived. I'm going to use these on the exhaust. stainless. I'm going big on stainless at the moment, because now that I know my polishing setup will polish it, I can bring them up nicely. So I thought I'd just better check on that. This is an old barrel. It's actually in reasonable condition. What have I got written on it? Fin damage, bore seems okay. Where's the fin damage? Oh, there. So someone's crunched that or something. Anyway, that's not what I want to look at. I want to look at this, and I think we're good. Lovely. Okay, so we've had some more stuff arrive today, and I'll just do a quick bit of show and tell here. Oh, there's a free plug. I've got millions of these things now. So anyway, we have a cushion. We have two of them, and they are for, this is the brake light, tail light assembly. Goes like that, and you've got these. I'm not sure which ones, if they're the front or the back, or if they're the same. They're one of them anyway. So they're new ones for that. Okay, here is my second air cleaner element. So that goes over the top of that, one each side of the air cleaner box. So now I'll be able to fit those on there. I'm not sure if they're pre-oiled. It's kind of looking like it because it looks a bit wet under there, so it doesn't say if it is or it isn't, but I'll soon find out when I open it. It'll be oily, so that'll get that on. I'm slowly getting bits together for the brakes, the front brakes. So, new lever. The other one is all scuffed off here, like worn down. Actually, I'll get it and show you. Right, a bit more show and tell. Like I was saying, here's the old one. Looks the same, but it's worn to hell. So this has been sliding down the road, and the whole top of that ball has been worn off. So that's in conjunction with that fork ear where it's just been scraped, and I just don't know. This bike has been just so abused. But anyway, here we go. Nice new one. It's even shiny. I might give that a bit more of a shine just to see how well it comes up. And here is the clutch lever. So unfortunately, this new brake lever doesn't have this on the end, but whatever. But this is in good nick. I can give that a bit of a polish. Comes up quite nicely. So the next thing to arrive is this clear tubing. This is actually for the overflows on the carbs. So I've got a nice length of that, so I'll be able to get that cut to length, put that on the carbs, and that'll finish that up. Okay, let's get this rear brake pedal on and get some brakes on this thing. Okay, after a lot of mucking around, we have a brake pedal. So I ended up putting a piece of heater hose from under here, because here's the brake arm. This here is for the foot pegs, and that's been clanking against there. Both sides have got like sort of a half moon scalloped out. So that's been hitting on there for a long time, and it actually sounded really annoying, so now it's sounding pretty good. Right, I've got all my bits I need here to assemble the air cleaners, so let's get on with that. There's a genuine part number, in case anyone's interested. Okay, documentation that comes with it. I was wondering if these were oiled or not. I'm yet to open the packet and see, but the caution here is saying before fitting, soak it in SAE 30 engine oil. So, might have to do a little bit of that first. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, when it comes to engine oil, I'm going to use 2-stroke, because that's the oil that this engine uses. Right, so we've got okay, one on that side. And one on that side. Okay, I'm up to a point where I'm staring down the barrel of quite a large expenditure and which direction to go in. So I'll just do a quick bit of show and tell, and that'll sort of demonstrate exactly where I'm at. So let's start with the back guard. The chrome on this is absolutely trashed. I've treated all this corrosion here, but the previous owner sandpapered it down and painted it black, probably because it was corroded, but that totally destroyed anything that was left of the chrome. So yeah, so I'll show you some more bits. Okay, I've got my bench full of show and tell items here, all with the same theme. So front guard, there we go, that tells the story. Nice bit of patina, but it does ruin the appearance of the bike. That was all rusted in there. I've painted that with like a rust guard paint. Headlight bucket, more of the same. Tail light bracket, that's painted with the same rust guard paint. It's okay, but look much better chromed. Same here. Chain guard, totally rusted really badly. That's what it was. At least it's preserved now. But it is better than really horrible shitty looking rust, but don't know how much more, don't know how much better it looks. Fork ears, they're the same. That's when it went scraping down the road at one time or another. That was all rusted under there. At least that's preserved. They're both the same. Haven't done anything about these. The lenses look good because they're new. But we've got all of this. So yeah. Fork tubes, my biggest problem that I've faced so far. Let's just see, you can get an idea of the pitting there. Paint didn't quite take here, but this has all been cleaned up, preserved with rust converter. One of my best friends in this whole build, considering everything was so rusty. So this is the top. The little caps aren't much better. So what I've done, I've cleaned these up, masked them off at exactly the same spot so they look aesthetically pleasing, and that's my temporary fix for now. So my decision is, do I keep doing this with all the chrome bits? I won't do it to that because that's okay. I wouldn't do it to that. I may do it here, and probably not to the back guard, but yeah, the decision is send everything out for chroming or just do this. And in the restoration on a budget theme, this is probably going to win out. At least I'll be able to get the bike back together, and as time and money permit, I'll probably just take bits and pieces off, send them in, get them chromed, and bring the appearance up to where it should be gradually. Right, so I'm going to wrap the video up here. I've got a few things done this time round. I've got the back brake working. I've got the air cleaner elements in. Showed you a few bits and pieces I'd done previously. It's all very small fiddly bits at the moment, so you can't tell sometimes that there's anything that's been done, but it's all progressing towards pushing the button and the engine starts and runs by itself without having all sorts of hodgy-bodgies connected up to it, and more of a complete bike. So I'd like to thank you all for watching the video and following along with the build. It's kind of exciting but draining all at the same time, because I've been cleaning bolts and painting stuff on that for months and months now, and the result is in front of me, but boy, do I want to get this thing finished and riding it. So anyway, next time round I'll see if I can get some progress done on this front end, because that's really the elephant in the room at the moment. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time round. See ya.